Who shot you?
It's the worst, your man Slav shot you. Back here again in the city, man. I got a very special guest, and we here for the sequel. Let the people know who you are once again.
All right, this is Gara Gayn, and I'm with y'all again. This is my boy Slop. Shout out. Thanks for the interview. Let's go.
Oh man, appreciate you. All right, then. So the first time we came out here, man, we did a very long and extensive interview about your humble beginnings in Crown Heights, St. John's, to be a bit more specific, man. And we got the chop it about your first book, the St. John's Polo Posse.
Yes, sir.
But we are back, man, and you came out with a sequel.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let the people know the name of the sequel, man.
The sequel, Volume 2, is St. John New Building Kids, The Age of the Cracking. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, in fact, so that's a interesting name, man. You got where the name come from? Where the name came from?
All right, the name, St. John's is the block I'm from, and the New Building Kids, NBK, represents the 4 buildings that was established or renewed because they were abandoned buildings. A lot of people don't know Crown Heights was like a miniature Bronx back in the days. Like, a lot of corrupt landlords had, got their buildings demolished, destroyed, and abandoned so they could collect the insurances on it. Things of that kind of scams was going on in Brooklyn at that time in Crown Heights. So my little particular section of the block between St. John and Troy, we had what you would call 4 buildings that was renovated by a black realtor named Kempty. And we call those buildings new buildings. That's how we became New Building Kids. And this was during the age of the crack cocaine exposure into Brooklyn, NYC. Between the era of 80 and 91.
Okay. I got you. Hell of a decade. Hell of a decade. Yeah, I got you. So, quite familiar with my mom. I remember I had my mom on a podcast, and she worked at St. John's Hospital. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's called back then. Yeah, she was not too far on Troy Ave. You get what I'm saying? So not too far away. Yes, and I was like, yo, what was it like having to work during the crack era? Ooh. And she was like, so she worked day shift. She was like, every day she was like walking over a body from the night before. Somebody that didn't quite make it to the emergency room. Yeah, man. So before we get into what was your experiences like in Crown Heights, Brooklyn at that time?
Man, like I was explaining to you in the first book, when I first went to IS 390, IS 390 had opened exactly 1983. The first year, the first month of school, we was coming from school. The Jamaicans was getting it on with the NYPD. And the Jamaicans at the time had them things that had more than 6 shots. You know what I mean? And the dude got shot in my head right in front of me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I watched him fall on the floor and his gun slid to the sidewalk. And I ain't want to seem like I was too irresponsible or wild though, but I was like, I was telling my boy Poopa, I said, yo, the ratchet right there, I'm gonna get it. And my Poopa snatched me back like, yo, what you doing, man? Leave that alone and get back over here. Yeah. And that was one of the most horrific scenes I saw. But I was numb to it because this was a regular thing over there, man. And this is before crack came out. This is like when cocaine was bubbling. Know what I mean? And like death and murder and going to school went hand in hand. That was part of the lessons you got to learn. But from the school to the streets, to the hard knocks. So like growing up in Crown Heights at that time, man, you had your heroes and your villains. Who you gonna learn from?
That's a fact. And who did you take lessons from?
Wow, man. Me myself, I classify myself as a what you call it, an anti-hero. I'm like the Black Adams of St. John. So like in the first volume, I enumerated those who are like I looked up to, like Champion. Now I mean, he was the head Jamaican on Lincoln and Troy. And he had a restaurant, which is one of the chapters is dedicated to, called Champion House. And from him, he started off with a small, humble grocery store. Then moved to a restaurant. Then another restaurant. Then he had his own. You ever heard of rescue taxi service?
Rescue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, he opened up the doors to being a big man in the neighborhood without going to jail. The man didn't never get catch. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was holding weight. We ain't talking about no little 8 balls and little buying just a big 8 and flipping it. Yeah. We're talking about major tons and moving it constantly throughout 2 3 decades and never get catch. So it has another. So that's one. That's like the top level tier. And so then you had like one of my in chapter Travel Fox. You had my brethren Matarinkins, a Trini youth. Now I mean he had a now these are my mentors. So he had a record group or a sound, as we call them back in the days, and we done battled with Stone Love. We done battled with what was that next one? Jammies. We done battled with Gemini. We done battled with Silverhawk and them. And his sound was called Travel Fox. Now I mean it was a Trini crew. And we had our own club in Flatbush. One of the clubs we used to regulate was it was called the Hut. On Flatbush Avenue around there. You know what I mean? And we had 20 earthquakes, all digital sound equipment. And we talking about 89. Lit. We played at Ballroom. We played at Biltmore Ballroom. It's a chapter in it too, in New Building Kids called Biltmore. And you will see it. We played in Ballroom, Starlight. You know, we regulated Reggae Lounge and Trinity Hall and other grand spaces of the reggae world at that time. And who else? Let me go to the next side. My next tier would be like Big Goatee Born, shout out, you know what I mean? I shout him out. He was another one of our mentors. Trini, because of Trini, when I got incarcerated, I named myself after him because enough people used to think I was Trinidadian because I had the name Trini in prison. But I'm Haitian, you know what I mean? But Trini was someone I looked up to. He lived right across the street from me. Yo, this, and then he in the book one, St. John Polo Posse gave rise to the nation. He used to always come through with the big dirt bike, the whips, the ratchets. He had the personality, the flyness, the ego beyond Napoleon. You know what I mean? We ain't need no Napoleon. We had Trini. You know what I mean? Then we had Big Un. You know what I mean? That's just one. They had Little Un. They had the different caliber of individuals. And these are the individuals. Besides, this is just Crown Heights. We ain't even talking about my Flatbush crew. Yeah. But from Crown Heights, these are individuals. Plus, I can't fail to mention Pupa Danger. He was the one that, he was like a year or two older than me. But he grabbed me by my collar and nurtured me in the ways of the street. I mean, so those are the ones I looked up to.
Oh, got you. And so these are all characters that inspired the book.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you describe the book? Because, part of it is novel. You get what I'm saying? And it's like semi-autobiographical, I guess you would call it.
Yes.
Well, how do you determine while you're writing a book, like, what you're going to take from your life or what you're going to dramatize or what would make a good story for a good lesson? How do you decipher that as an author, like putting that in a book?
Because the books in general is not about yesterday. It's about tomorrow. And my goal is, remember when I was a minister, I couldn't really reach the people the way we wanted to reach the people just by basically sermonizing to them. No one wants to hear a sermon. Everything is about theatrics. And theatrics comes in the form of literature, electrical literature, and TV. So I figured that if I can, come to them in a cinematic theater role and give them literature and then make miniseries out of it. Before you can get to the miniseries, you gotta have it in the book formation first. So that was like the main goal, was to get it in a book formation. So that right there is my key to opening the doors to reach the youth. So this is why I decided to put it in a book form, because when you looking at St. John and looking at me, I'm not in the hood no more. So my perspective of reaching the community is totally different. Because remember, I used to be on Lafayette and Malcolm X, and something dramatic happened to me over there that removed me from being over there. But someone told me too, how you gonna clean someone up that's in shit, but you in shit too? It don't work. So I factored in that's a reality. So we moved our office to Dumbo. So people think, oh, he didn't come back. I didn't come back because I didn't want to, but I came back and went somewhere else. And then I opened up the organization again, and we kept going. So the book itself, to answer your question, man, is snippets of my past, conjuncted with the wisdom I learned. And I'm narrating to you a timeline. Because in this timeline is giving you historical narratives, but with explosive jewels for the present youth to study from. and our elders.
What you think? What you think is a lesson the youth could take away from the '80s and stuff? Because I mean, with all the technology and stuff, you would think like we might not ever go back, or we might not have another lost generation as far as we did back then. But what are some of the things we can learn from the '80s, early '90s?
For my story, protocol. That's one of the initial things is protocol. We didn't have protocol right now. I mean, we don't have protocol right now. And what's embarrassing is that we have a lot of gang type organizations, but it's still no protocol. It's no respective of protocol. So what the book is showing you is that it's like, for instance, when we go back to the Trial Fox scenario, how me and Indian, not necessarily me, but the character G Money and Indian and Pupa Danger, how they was relating with the elders of their community, their mentors, how they was able to get consignment or borrow drugs from their elders, but make sure they pay it back. They make sure they did the books. They make sure they was organizing all the activity they was doing to be able to make enough income to take care of themselves, their women, and their extended peers, but yet give back what they borrowed. So this was economy and organization all in one, which is missing right now, and stay fly, and stay relevant, and at the same time, not disparage on their peers, but be examples.
I got you. It wasn't no runoff on the plug.
Nah, we didn't play that.
I got you. So I mean, so now like I want to get back to that, like the youth and stuff like that. I mean, you took the medium of writing, of as far as books. You know, a lot of people I think a lot of the new mediums, as far as like our OGs, you know, or old heads, you know, some people might say there's a difference between that, but a lot of people find the medium of like maybe podcasting or YouTube or social media as that. What made you, you know, pick up the pen and say, I'd like to, you know, put it in a book it's like in order to teach?
Well, the first book that I actually first wrote was written in 2006, and it was called The Warriors Clan. Emperor, President, and Chief. And it was based on spiritual philosophies. So that book went above everybody's head when I published it in Barnes & Noble. No one really peeped it. It was too complex for people. The people that did read it said it was too complex for them. So then from there, I went and published my own spiritual deck of cards, like tarot cards. And then from there, I started writing Here Comes the Dawn. Inside Here Comes the Dawn was all these books. So I had reunited with some of my old childhood brethren, and they were all combating with themselves on writing different books. And I was like, yo, I already wrote mine already. All I gotta do is dissect it and re-edit it. And so they probably didn't believe me. Because, you know, you could tell people stuff, but, you know, we from Brooklyn, particularly Crown Heights. Oh, you just fast talking me.
Yeah.
First book came out, St. John Polo Posse. It took everybody like a storm. I had for a whole year a whole hate campaign attacking me, saying that I'm not even from St. John, that I'm this, I'm that, slander out of the mud hole. But a lot of that slander wasn't based on no what you would call virility. It was based on, damn, we was with this guy, and look how fast he took off. But I already warned them. I said, yo, I already got my stuff already intact. So what I'm saying is that the pen is important, because in order for you to get a movie out there, what you need your literature first.
For a fact.
And a lot of guys run out there and make movies, make series, but they ain't got no books. And then they wondering why people jacking them. People jacking their movies and remaking the same movie, but put a different name and a little spin to it. But when you, like, what I did was, I was taught, make your book, then get a script to it. But see, I tell a lot of brothers and sisters, when y'all do get y'all books, make sure y'all trademark your name. And then on top of that, get your copyrights in effect. You know, you gotta get your barcode and all that. But one important thing is this: sign up with WAGs, Writers Guild Association.
Okay.
Very important to protect your script. Know what I mean?
That's good
So
game.
now I got my stuff coming out. They can't just go and like what is it what's them companies like EA and the different different TV shows. They can't like they took the TLC movie,
Yeah.
the Tyson movie, and they just made their own story of it.
Yeah.
You can't do that with mine because I protected my book. I protected my trademark my name, trademark my story. So what you gonna do now? You can't.
okay.
You can't just run with it.
So the main point of like writing it and putting it in
Protecting.
protection. Okay, you can always say this was here first.
Exactly.
Aha.
And then also with your book, once you protected it and it's in a book format, now I can choose to do any type of story I want to. I can make an animation. I can make shorts, long film, short film. I can make snippets of it and put it inside of comic books. I can rely upon it now to do what I want. Because one of my goals is to go back and make a sci-fi fiction out of all the books and make a superhero anime out of it. Make all the characters give them what they call alter egos and superpowers based upon the timeline.
That's dope. That's actually pretty fire. Yeah, I didn't. Like
Sorry,
the book. No, that's actually no. Because me as far as like doing this, you get what I'm saying, and like you look at everybody now, like you hear like a million stories. Like I get a million stories. And most people choose like they feel like the youth won't pick up a book, so that's why this is usually like the mic is usually their first thing to do, or they'll pick up a phone and they'll talk for hours, go live. You understand what I'm saying? First thing somebody wants to do is a dialogue or a Vlad TV interview, to get the stories out. So I thought a book was rather unique. Now I actually understand as to why, and it's actually quite savvy. It was quite
it's a
savvy.
foundation. You can always bounce back to it and re-innovate your characters to do something else with it. And it also gives you like people don't realize you gotta lay down landmarks. Those landmarks, like for instance, like a name like let me pick a name from one of the book. Let's look at the story of Little Un. Now from Little Un, I'm able to take Little Un story from the first St. John Polo Posse book, carry him to part two. And now in part two, we're not talking about Little Un working for Big Un. We're talking about Little Un and G Money. They in a chapter called Butch and Pepsi. And they hijacking like bandits, the Pepsi trucks. And we have a co-conspirator inside the company working with us. So in the book, when you look at the book and you go to the actual drawings of it, I got dressed up like Underdog.
Yeah, I seen that. Okay, I just seen the picture.
So, and that's why I used to call him. That was his nickname, Underdog. But it's even more to it because now I could create a whole fictional narrative around those two characters doing hijacks. Yeah. The foils and spoils of being a bandit.
All right. So when I seen the picture, what I was thinking? Underhill. By the library and stuff like that. They have their own mural of Underdog and stuff like that. So I'm thinking it's representative of that, by Underhill and stuff like that. So that's actually dope. Put that together. What I do want to touch on, the hate campaign because I was definitely tagged in a lot of it. But me, I usually don't. I do so many interviews and stuff like that. I've had a bunch of rebuttals for my interviews. I tend to ignore it. You get what I'm saying? I tend to ignore most of it. But until you yourself, you came out like I think one of the things were like, yo, produce some evidence that you were actually on St. John's. Right. And then you just came out with like a whole bunch of pictures of you actually like being there. Like what? So when did that actually start? And I mean, you just told me like you actually knew the people that started the hate train. Yeah. So when did it start? And how did it actually make you feel? Because that has to be a form of a form of betrayal.
It was
at the very least.
It was.
How did that start, and how were you feeling through it?
Actually, like book one, like it was this individual that I'm standing on St. John with that started it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I was invited to this event on St. John in Utica. What was it? What was the day Kobe passed away in 2020?
That was like February. It was sometime in February.
January 20th or
something like that.
Yeah,
it was
early
first
and
quarter.
that day I came to the interview, you know, I had put up on my Bentley, whatever, around the corner. Had my little team. He didn't even know I had my team with me around the corner from Gates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we over there chilling. I walk by myself over there. So I go over there, and when I walk up on the block, I see a lot of the kids that's in St. John Polo Posse, the younger kids, the older kids that was with me in school in 390.
Yeah.
And they all looking at me, and I'm not one I'm not one to introduce myself. I'm not one to be grinning and chucking with people. So that was Pete. Right? Oh, that's my. So at that moment, he brought me over there. You know what I mean? To do. I went over there to celebrate what they do. You know what I mean? But I never was a lowlife. My crew was Polo Posse. So I went over there anyway, you know, and when I went over there, mad heads that knew me from the block. Oh, wow, you look so good, da, da, da. And I'm just looking for like, yeah, whatever. I mean, you had beef back in the days. So pause.
Yeah.
Like, back up.
Yeah.
We ain't friends. Like, I wasn't friends with none of them. So, but I still went over there anyway.
Yeah.
Went over there, whatever. They flipped it up with me and everything. And I said, you know what? I'm out because this is not my vibe. I don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't smoke.
Yeah.
And all they was doing was getting high.
Yeah.
And smoking,
Yeah.
and you know, flicking it up. So, and nobody had no permits to do nothing. There was no barbecues, no food. It was no really established thing going on. So I said, y'all just hanging out to get high with each other as a way of reminiscing. Back in the day, I don't do that. I don't get with my people like me and you. You know how we get together?
Yeah. Building business, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
See, this is how I experience. This is how I inspire to you.
Yeah.
Cooperating with you.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? So me going in the hood, just smoking and getting drunk in the street, that's called laundering and soliciting. What is wrong with you? That's an illicit thing. You can get arrested for that.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So I looked, I'm like, what? I'm out. I walked off and like, you know, I came over there, Louis boots, Louis jeans, Louis book bag, Louis suspenders on, Louis belt, teeth was glittering, rolling on. I'm like, y'all dudes ain't even ready for me. Yeah. Y'all still back thinking y'all trying to reminisce in 86 and 85.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm going forward. So I gave homeboy my tarot cards.
Yeah.
Yo, this is what I published already.
Yeah.
Now I'm already published. You trying to get there. I'm there. I got a nonprofit. Been a minister for over 20 years. Got my own organization. You don't know what I've been doing. I'm wrapped the block of Malcolm X in Utica. You think especially part of the hate campaign was you not nowhere around here. No, I was in the hood the whole time.
Yeah.
You just wasn't in my circle because people have a tendency of hiding behind the internet.
Yeah.
They hide on YouTube, they hide on Instagram, and they philanthropically act like they're giving you something by making gossip more than what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have to give gossip. I got physical works of what I did. I done gave hundreds of thousands of dollars to Haiti when Haiti had the earthquake. We bought hundreds of thousands of pairs of jeans, sent to Haiti, rice. You know what I mean? Sent bottled waters in 2010. You know what I mean? I donated to Egypt when Egypt when they had their little revolution. So I understand what it is to give back. I've helped kids get what you call scholarships. When I was on Malcolm X in Lafayette, we used to throw barbecues, block parties on a regular basis. We do tours through the whole New York City. We on news, New York One. So it's like, and they say, oh, well, you came on our block to steal our movement. I said, what movement? Getting high on the corner? That's a movement. Well, you keep that movement. Yeah. So you know, so like I said again, so when the hate campaign actually started, it started before, but in secret. It was in secret behind my back, conspiring against me.
So was this before the book? Or
No, this is right when as soon as the book was written and dropped.
Yeah.
He was still my peoples, shouting me out. Yo, say how to change down Polo Posse. Yeah. But then when he seen, I started making a couple of numbers. Yeah. And then he finally saw a French Montana in my hoodie, driving in the Bugatti, shouting me out. That night, during Ramadan, he went and made a big post and sent it to everybody that was following me.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of corny because you telling me I'm all this, I'm all that. I'm not from the hood, this and this and that. But what you're doing here, you are emailing, you're texting the Source magazine, and you telling me you from the hood, you from the street. You could have called me on the phone. Yeah. You got my number, homie.
Yeah. Well, what was it about though? Like
no one. That's the whole point. It was the argument that they waged against me was that I'm a charlatan.
Yeah.
I had never been from St. John's.
Yeah.
I'm not from St. John. But at the same token, he said his campaign was an exposure to expose me.
Yeah.
So what are you exposed?
Yeah.
Nothing came
I
out
don't
of it.
think you've never once said that you were from there.
No,
Yeah.
I am from St. John.
You said no. You used to say that. Yeah.
But not low life.
Yeah, exactly.
I never said I was
never
low life.
said you was. Yeah. Never.
So-
You always made the distinction.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a difference between Polo Posse and low. I asked you that in the first interview. Like, is
Big
they
time.
connected? And you always said, nah. It came up around the same time, but never. Yeah. So.
But the thing is, homie, I know homie grandmoms. See, we was cool together. We started to get. When
But
we
that's
fir-
not what he said, though. He said he
Exactly.
didn't.
He
He
don't
never
know
heard of
me.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
never heard of you. He wanted you to produce some pictures of you hustling back in St.
and,
John's.
and you see, look, I showed the picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With me in front of my building, 1288.
Yeah.
With the rollie on 1999, with the big rollie on in front of my car, my 1993 420 S class with the 19-inch rims in front of my block on St. John, Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like to say that I'm not from the hood,
Yeah.
and you want me to produce pictures? Well, I did produce pictures. What you want now? But see, they don't want those pictures though. What they want is pictures from like when I was like 86 or 85. But I had a tremendous life.
Yeah.
Meaning that, you know what I mean, my mom's an ex-drug addict.
Yeah.
And my grandmom's, she's old at that time.
Yeah.
And so, like, my girlfriend, like, she had, when I got locked up, dudes on the block framed me.
Yeah.
You're going to see that in St. John New Building Kids,
Yeah.
chapter 12, I think 13, it's called The Frame Up.
Yeah.
Dudes on my block actually framed me
Yeah.
and put me in jail for a crime I didn't commit. So I served 10 years in prison for something I didn't do. And all these dudes know that.
Yeah.
So I didn't, confess to nobody. I just did my bit.
Yeah.
Took my time and came home.
Yeah.
So I don't have no pictures to present when I was a child. I don't. People got, but they're not bringing them pictures out. But that still had nothing to do with me actually being from 1288 St. John. So this is why the new book is highlighting the new buildings. Because for you to say I'm not from St. John, now you got to, and you notice one thing, though? He's never brought not one person to the forefront from St. John, Detroit. None of them. None of the campaigns, none of the different YouTube shows. They challenge, and matter of fact, one of the kids that they brought up, that's from, I think he's from Karen, Utica, Karen, Schenectady. He's one of the main members of the Low Lives and that guy's clique. And he said, yeah, I know him from back in the days. He used to wear polo, head to toe. Yeah, and you know what? He was getting money. And explained to them how when me and him was incarcerated, because I was in a group home selling crack by myself. So you telling me if I'm in a group home out of town, making major moves, selling drugs in a group by myself, and I'm only 14 years old, I can't start a legal organization called Polo Posse? But yet you asking for someone to come bring you evidence. But your own man just gave you evidence. And he came on YouTube. He came on YouTube and said it. He said, nah, he was selling crack out there by himself, making money in Third Ave projects, in Third Ave Park. And he got caught and went to jail because I had a fight I used to go to Mount Vernon High. It's in both the books. So when I was in school, the kids be jealous of you. I'm low down. I got 2-finger rings, gold tee, got a little gold chain. I come through, low down every day, different sneakers every day, different outfits every day. Kids, the girls was like, gave me, light skin, brown laser eyes. Girls was giving me attention. Yeah. So the dude was hating on me in high school. So, we got to a little scruffle. So one of the stupid group home kids, I told him, hold my book bag. Yeah. Don't give me my book bag. He gave me my book bag in front of the security guard. Yeah. Security guard snatched the book bag up. So they didn't check it yet. So I get to the principal's office. They're like, why y'all fighting, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, no, I'm trying to hold my book bag and get inside of it so I can remove the drugs. Yeah. But, they checked my book bag, and they found the crack in my book bag. So they took me to, Bahala jail. And I'm only 14, and they put me in an adult jail. So the whole point of it I'm trying to say is that the discredit that these guys did the whole year of 2023 actually started when French Montana wore my hoodie in a Bugatti, and then it carried on from there. And they would actually sit there and call me gay, call me all kinds of names, and when you look at the pictures, like I wear my hair out long. I've been wearing it on Lafayette. I used to wear my hair out long.
Wear the hair. Yeah.
So it's like I'm into fashion, 100%. I love fashion. Like you see my clothes. You know, I design my own clothes. I've been doing that, and it's like what he did was he put my pictures into his picture. Who would you want, me or him? Like he's telling his group, who would you like?
So
this one.
Yeah.
But see the picture he picked. That picture, my outfit was over $10,000 just by itself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. I mean, you picking that picture and you got on a bunch of measly old raggedy polo shirts on. You cannot compare a $300 shirt to a $3,000 scarf. We ain't even talking about the others. This is a scarf. One of my scarves for $3,000. And the picture he picked, I was in Burberry having my baby shower. A lot of dudes never been to Burberry on 57th and 5th in Madison. I had my baby shower in there. So how can you get your baby shower in Burberry? People don't think about that. You have to be on an elite status to have your baby shower there. They give Jim Jones a problem just walking in Gucci. But I had my baby shower in Burberry. Like, people have to really focus. When we talk about Polo Posse and Low Life, the agenda of the Polo Posse and the real Low Life, because he's not even Low Life. That's about to come out. The real agenda of the Polo Posse and Low Life wasn't about wearing old clothes. We didn't wear vintage clothes. If we in 86 and you had on a 76 jacket, we look at you like you crazy. It's about having what didn't come out yet. We want to wear what just coming out. Not the old stuff, the new stuff. We about doing the most trending possible, the most flamboyant thing possible. So if you're putting your picture next to my picture and you're not even being flamboyant, you're wearing a bunch of old raggedy linted clothes compared to someone that has on Hermes, what they call that, ascot on. I had an Angelo Glacello silk shirt on, Burberry blazer on, Burberry sweat slacks on, red bottoms on. What world are you looking at? Because that's not a low life. The real Polo life people, they was about trend setting and having the most illest clothes at the moment, not wearing vintage clothes. So, and it's about making money. So that's why I said to you just now, free internet is where these guys hide at. They're hiding behind internet, hoping they could cause drama to deceive the public. But you can't deceive these youths. These youths see the bling. You can't compare a polo shirt to a $10,000 watch or $10,000 rings. It don't work. It don't work no more. So do we call them people garbage baggers or abomination or hobosexuals that just go on YouTube and talking junk now? You see, look at where we at. Look at where we in Slop at right now. Come on, look at this is plush. So if you in your crib, sitting in your kitchen, you ain't even got a backdrop, you ain't even got your name up, you ain't even got no mics. You just on the phone, you on your laptop. It's probably not even a Mac. Come on, man, step down. You gave up, bro. My goal is like, when people gonna tell you, our goal is looking at Wale and Gilly, looking at Mason Cameron. That's our picture. Know what I mean?
I get that.
That's we murderizing them dudes right now, and it's not even a competition. You see my 2 books right there.
That's a fact.
Somewhere else with it. You know what I mean?
What's the release date on The Age of the Kraken?
Oh, it's already out there. It's on Amazon right now. It's smoking. Know what I mean? Amazon, go to it. If you got Kindle Unlimited, oh man, it's free if you got Kindle Unlimited.
Are we expecting any audiobooks?
Yes, sir. That's coming next.
Okay.
With music. It's
Okay.
going to be on Apple and iTunes. We're going to give it a whole... The International P going to be the producer. He's the executive producer about that.
Okay.
And he's our big CEO, too. You're about to see him in a minute. You know what I mean?
Okay.
International P is the CEO. Kenya Thomas is the CFO.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just the designer.
Got you. So, but before we get you out of here, the clothes, because you just showed me some fly shit, man. Let them know, like, what you got going on, what we looking at as far as, like, a spring, fall collection, how they can get it, and things of that nature.
All right, now, before I even tell you what we got, you can get it at www.elgaragayn.com. Yo, it's lit. You go to TikTok, put in El Gara Gayn. Know what I mean? You go to Instagram, El Gara Gayn Official, you can get it. Know what I mean? I come on every Monday and Tuesday at 9:30, Cookie Roller Fashion. You see me presenting the illest pieces ever. And number two, check this out. Right now, Putin just dropped a bomb during Ramadan. The bomb was he unleashed all the black portraits of all the holy people of the scriptures, letting y'all know that the Virgin Mary and Jesus was black, Moses black, Abraham black, the 12 apostles black. So before that even occurred, with Putin dropping such a revelation, we at El Gara Gayn, we released a T-shirt called the Cookie Madonna. Now, I mean, that's the black one. And y'all probably see it on my gram. You see it on my TikTok. And you know what I mean? We call her the Cookie Madonna. You know what I mean? She got the Christ in her arms. You know what I mean? So peep that and get that. Man, make sure you go get that T-shirt from elgargan.com, www.elgargan.com. And we got the Cookie Apostles T-shirt. I got that on right now. It's the 12 Apostles, but we got it as the Cookie Apostles. So the thing about our clothes, you gotta give it a nod to it, is because we're taking our scriptural teachings, which is our Bible and Quran and historical documents, and we incorporating it with both our books. So every one of our characters, we are giving you a holistic approach to how we look at ourselves, religiously and spiritually, whereas we're making our stuff applicable to a philosophy that is incorporating our clothes and making it our culture. That is something that, if you, like I was telling brothers during the Cookie Roller Fashion, I was like, yo, if you don't like me, this is your time to atone during Ramadan. This is your time to make amends. This is the year of whoever's making time is going to make it for the year of power, which is next year. Next year, the year of power. Now, I mean, this year, the year of time, 24 represents 24 hours of the day. If you're wasting your time hating, you're in the wrong world now. This is the time to link up with people. Because if you're not doing something with people in a productive, and productivity means making business to make sense, which is funds. If ain't no funds being made, you wasting time. Period. So our T-shirts is illuminating to you what's going on in the world today. It's a time to let the black youth know you are cherished. You are valuable. The World War III is being fought over you. World War III is being fought over the black youth. To direct them, to guide them. Africa is being West Africa, is Central West Africa going to the north, is being freed. Every different month, every other month, you hear a different country, Chad, Mufasa, Niger, rising up against the what? The colonialists. And doing that, that means that the youth is doing that in America. And you gotta support your black independent brands. How are you gonna say have a brand and not support it? Do not be a walking billboard for the colonialists continuously. I wear Gucci. I wear Louis Vuitton. But I mean Christian Vuitton. But do not get caught up and not support and sponsor your own. You gotta sponsor your own. I sponsor this brother. Brother sponsor me. You gotta sponsor your own, because that's where it's at. Economic empowerment. Farrakhan has gave us the blueprint. His teacher, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was already redeemed, y'all. They gave Malcolm X's daughter over $20-something million because the federal government and NYPD was responsible for his death. Not Elijah Muhammad, not Farrakhan. Aziz Muhammad, I used to be under him as a student and as a FOI member in the Nation of Islam. He was just given $26 million for false incarceration. We have to read back and take a step back and press the reset button. You have a hate campaign, rewind. Don't hate on your brothers. If your brother did something wrong, law with him. All right, you could dismiss him. But to wage a campaign is to wage a campaign against yourself. But you know what I mean? I'm here in the clothes, the Cookie Monster hoodies, lit. This is what I got on right now is a pea rose. Now I mean pea thorns. This is inspired by the concept of a rose rising up in concrete. So my concrete is from the streets of St. John, which is the first step. Know what I mean? So if I'm looking at myself, I want to give myself flowers. So I put flowers on my clothes, roses. So I give roses to everybody.
That's fly shit.
Know what I mean?
That's fly shit.
This is what I'm talking about. And yo, it's about economic redemption. I'm not waiting for reparations. I'm taking mine right now. I'm not waiting for you to give me a meal. I'm taking my horse from you.
That's fly shit. That's fly shit. Yo, man.
Know what I mean?
Yo, G, this was dope. As
Yes, sir.
usual,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man. You got P with you?
Yeah. Can I bring P in now?
Let's bring P in, man.
Hey, yo, P.
And I have a very special guest. Can you please let the people know who you are?
International P. Everybody know International Networks, Coke Boys.
That's a fact, man. P, I appreciate you, man. Definitely always nice to have a legend come on, man. How have you been? How's your 2024 been so far?
Alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah means all praises due to God. So if you ever ask a Muslim, how's he doing? Everything is good, they're gonna say Alhamdulillah. And if everything is bad, they're gonna say Alhamdulillah twice. So Alhamdulillah.
Okay, you just put me on the game.
Because the whole thing is like, if everything is going good, okay, alhamdulillah. But if everything is going bad, it's because God is trying to send you down a different path that you might be comfortable with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that path is going to lead you to the greater success.
That's dope, man. So for the people that may not know, man, you are the founder of Fight Club.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, sir. Very prominent within the community. You get what I'm saying?
And not me on my own too. You know, there was a couple other guys involved. I was just the host of the face of it. So you know, but shout out to my brother Jay. Shout out to my brother Riggs. Shout out to the whole team, Adlai, everybody, man. Super O, Big Daddy O is going down.
I got you. I see a lot of like battle. Not see if you are in hip hop in general, you see battle culture in
Yes,
general.
sir.
It
Yes,
has
sir.
taken over. Did
Yes,
you,
sir.
when you were hosting, when you was on MTV2 and things, and did you think that it had the potential that it had? I mean, where it's to be where it's at now?
Of
Did you
course.
see
That's why we put the work into it. I mean, you know, hip hop is a sport, and battling is a battleground. All the greats came from battling. Eminem, Jay-Z. We all heard about the Jay-Z DMX battle. Just, you know, what you did once battling got you that spot, that light. What you did with your light, right? French came from battling. You know, Jay-Z came from battling Eminem, and they took their light and made their light all the way international, went and did songs and did their thing. Some other dudes, it turned that they never did albums but made money like the dudes that had albums. Because at a point, you know, dudes was charging $90,000, $100,000 a battle. You know what I'm saying? Still, right now to this day, some people command them prices. So, you know, what we did was set it up for the person that was just a battler to be able to have a career and be fruitful just off of that. That's what Fight Club did. And it also was the first time that we took street culture and put it on a major television platform, the only time too, because nobody else did it after that. I definitely knew, and you know, we definitely was part of all the other leagues that came out. You know, I had my little percentages in it, stuff like that. So yeah, man, that was always my vision for it to be how it is now.
Visionary. I mean, because like I remember, and maybe just because I was younger, you know, in high school and things like that. When I seeing it, man, I'm thinking I couldn't imagine it being like where it's at. Because I'm thinking it's just DVD culture. This is just something I share amongst my friends.
Right.
We share, what you got? Oh, yo, did you stay up last night? Did you see who they had on last night? You know, it was stuff like that. So to see where it's coming, where it's went, and to see like, you know, eventually like the people like making like careers off it, to the point like you said, I never have to make an album. You get what I'm saying? I
could just battle.
Yeah, I can just battle. Yeah, to make a career out of it, man. Salute to you for you know, being the ones that
salute to God first, man, because it's all, man. Behold what God has willed. There's no power except God, man. I give it all praises due.
No, got you. But so before we switch gears into, you know, I want to ask you, what's your opinion on the apology heard around the world?
Oh man, yeah, man. So, you know, this is rap music. Like I said before, man, this is a sport, man. So it wasn't like you guys were really fighting. I mean, bro, it's just, to me, I mean, you know, shout to J. Cole, shout to the brother. But and he must have had his own reasons doing what he did, but you can't apologize. I mean, it kept you up at night and yo, I couldn't sleep because, you know, it kept me up at night. Like, it's just weird. Like, are you guys like, is there something else that we not seeing here? Because, bro, it's a battle. So you deprive the fans of one of the biggest battles of your time. Like, you know, we had Nas, Jay-Z. You know, you had
Biggie,
Drake
Tupac.
versus Biggie, Tupac. Recently, you have Drake versus the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, we was waiting for this last one. Like, and you gonna just bow out like that? Like, that's not very hip-hop, man. To me, man, I got some harsh words, man. Like, don't talk to me ever about no... And the thing is that y'all made him that. Y'all made him that because that boy ain't never want to be no representative or top dude to rap. Y'all made him that. The fans made him that. Y'all pushed him into that spot. And now, you know, we see what it is. It's like this, man. It's like you out here talking that you that guy and you that dude and whatever nigga step to us, nigga, I'm going to take care of him. I'm running around with that thing. Don't worry about nothing. And then we running around, niggas jump us, and we start scrapping. And in the midst of it, you apologizing to the dude you scrapping with, copping a plea, talking about, nah, yo, I didn't mean this. Nah, bro, that's not how it go. This hip-hop, bro. This hip-hop, man. This is hip-hop. No, for real, seriously, man. This hip-hop, man. Like, it's more, like, don't talk to me about no J. Cole, nothing, man. Don't talk to me about no nothing. Like, yes, he makes pretty good songs. If you want to go to a tour and see the tour, cool. But don't talk to him about him being no top nothing or in the run-ins or nothing, none of that. None
Just
of that.
disqualified himself.
Nah, bro, because you got to defend your crowd if you want stuff like that.
That's a fact, man. Yo, all right, so man, let's get into it, man. I think you know the international goods. I see the logo, man. I remember showing up to the studio a few times, man.
Sir. You see what it is.
You gave me a tour and everything like that, man. What is thing? Let's talk about the international goods. What is that, man?
So international goods, man, it's a dispensary of all things international, all things luxury, and all things unique. It's the world's swaggiest store. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Within international goods, we got several lines. One line is a travel line that actually this is one of the pieces in the line, the international warming kit. So it's for all your warming pleasures. You know, you on the plane, especially on the plane, you know it get cold. So it's like a blanket you put on the plane. It comes with the international
slides.
The slides, and you know you running through TSA.
Yeah. Don't want to have to
You know what
unlace
I'm
your
saying?
sneakers
And all that. You just throw on your slides and you know, put on, you know, the way I tell them is put your wings on so you can be fly. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you did there.
And then if you buy this, right, you can't buy, this was first, and then I put this out. So you can't get this unless you get the slides. You know what I'm saying? So you get the slides and then you get our emblem. You know what I'm saying? You get the, do I have it on it? Damn, it fell off. But you get our emblem. I don't have it with me. And that emblem now you can buy our goods, but you can't buy the previous good if you ain't buy, like, it's a capsule collection, so you have to have. So the third thing I got coming out, which drops next month, inshallah, it's the luggage that you could ride around the airport.
Oh, okay.
You know, you jump on and you ride around.
Yeah.
But you can't get the luggage. So the luggage comes with the slippers in it in the warming kit. And you got to get all three. And then the next item is the same thing.
So then you'd have to get all four. Okay.
So that's the one facet of it. And then we also have the International Motors. Let me see my phone. So it's so the store when you walk in the store sells snacks from all over the world, original clothing like, you know, Gucci, Louis, but like one-off pieces, and then sneakers, and then like, you know, sodas from all over the world, chips from all over the world.
That definitely had some. You gave me some the Goku soda. And
right.
Like
Yes, like my man been to the spot, and then also we have shout to Yamaha. Yamaha sponsored us, so we got International Motors, which is basically dirt bikes, mopeds, and like dune buggies. Let me show you the first. Um, okay, so here it is. I don't know if the viewers could see it, but this
send a
is
picture and then
you're gonna post it up. That's the motorbike. That's the International All-Terrain Motorbike. This the International Motorcycle, old school motorcycle. This the travel pod. Hold on. Travel pod. And we got the Doom buggy. You know what I'm saying? And all that is, you'll be able to find that at all the international goods stores. So it's basically, all terrain vehicles, chips from all over the world, sodas from all over the world, clothing from all over the world. Basically, you walk in, you get a passport, and everything you get in the store, your passport. You buy the Yamaha from Japan, it gets stamped with Japan. You buy the chips from Italy, it gets stamped with Italy. So it's basically an experience of you being able to travel or having to leave your state or your country.
That's fine. Yeah, that's actually pretty genius, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, then. So, I want to talk about your relationship with my man G, man. G actually started. He had a ministry across the street from my old house. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
On Lafayette and Malcolm X.
Okay.
Dude, I've met you. You know, through just like moving and shaking through the industry. I've been to obviously your studio a few times for events and things of that nature, and I've been to the actual store and stuff like that, man. So it was the furthest thing from my mind. Like you two, actually, it's a small world kind of thing.
It's a small world.
Yeah.
Small world.
So
small
I
world.
mean, but I've obviously seen you guys take plenty of pictures. He always is shouting you out whenever I holler at him and stuff like that. What is you guys' relationship? How do you guys connect?
Well, G, man, brother Gara, man, that's like the older brother I never had. I always asked God for an older brother because I was an only child, and God sent me him. I met G when I was just coming out of high school, before I went to college. Because before I went to college, I didn't really want to go to college, so I took a year off. I was working in the industry. I had caught a job in Macy's, and I would go to the clubs all the time. I would go to I would. It's funny because one time I seen him in the store, and I ran up on him. You know how you trying to help people in the store. Try to help him in the store, whatever. Then no. I seen him in the club first. I seen him in the club, and then he came. I seen him at the store. I ran up on him in the store. We started talking, and then he would come. As you can see, Swag G. He always was a Macy copping out. Then it was crazy because we was young kids, and at that time Speed was the joint that was popping, and we was mad young. He was older than us. But, he would get us in the club. We didn't have to wait on no lines. You know what I'm saying? He had the whole club on lock. But we were just a bunch of young dudes. We used to just follow behind him. And then he came to the store. I remember I helped him get a job at the store. We used to just run around there. And, at the time, we was very, still are. We was always searching for the word and for the true word. And if you know G, this dude got mad knowledge. So he was always put us on. He put us on to Farrakhan. We would go to his house and just spend hours and hours like listening to Farrakhan and listening, to the word. And it was like the older brother that you never had. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff too, like when it came to just being real, just having some type of example of a man around. You know what I'm saying? He was that guy. He was that guy for us.
Got you. I got you, man. Obviously you're wearing LG's brand at this point right now, man. What's your role into it? Because he was explaining some of your role within like his brand and stuff like that, as far as the clothing line.
Okay, yeah. So I'm pretty much, whatever my brother's into, I'm gonna go hard for him. Just like whatever I'm into, he's gonna go hard for me. So I'm kind of like the guy that's bringing all the celebrity interest through, bringing kind of like the cool department of the brand.
What you usually do.
Yeah. So just bringing the coolness aspect and making them synonymous with what's going on in New York and what's going on with just the cool people all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Placing the clothes in the right hands, in the right places, taking the right pictures. making the right moves to be successful, inshallah.
I got you, man. What do you? I mean, you guys bounce off each other, man. What's a conversation between y'all like, man, on a regular day?
A lot of
man?
arguments.
How do y'all?
A lot of arguments.
What y'all usually arguing
Yeah,
about,
a lot of
man?
arguments. A lot of arguments. It's just the old school versus the new school. That all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never gonna understand the old school, and the old school ain't never gonna understand us. But shout out to him that he allows me to, IP, if that's what you think, let's just go with that. You know what I'm saying? And I defer to him too on things that, that I don't, necessarily know like him. You know what I'm saying? We trust each other.
I got you, man. All right, man. Seeing so far, you celebrated EID and stuff like that with French and things like that. What's your relationship with French and Coke Boys? Because you came over. It's been a minute. You've been rolling with Coke Boys and stuff like that.
Yeah. So French came from Fight Club. Like he was one of the kids battling at the table. So and plus we from the same projects or the same area. Not the same projects in fact, but from the same area. So our area is Mitchell and Mount Haven. So I went to school with all the brothers from Mount Haven, but I'm from Mitchell. So I was always there. I was in that neighborhood where he came up before he came to the neighborhood. So when he came to the neighborhood and started battling, I had my show was already like #1 on TV, the Fight Club joint. So people was like, yo, this dude is from the hood. We gotta help put him on. Like we gotta help put him on. So of course, and him, Kai, which is one of his best friends. I went to school, and Kai's brother was actually my best friend growing up. So it was just like, he took me by the neck, like, yo, my nigga, you got to help out. You the only nigga on TV right now popping. You got to rep. So French had came through, did his thing. Then at that time he had Cocaine City. So I used to interview a bunch of people. So when I would interview him, I would tell French to come and interview them
for the DVD
for his DVD. I remember funny story. One time I went to go see Puff. Because at that time I was rolling with Puff a lot. Puff used to use a lot of the guys from Fight Club to write for him. And I remember going to interview Puff, and I told French, pull up with me so you could get the interview after. When I get there, Puff security's like, hold on, let me call Puff. Puff get on the phone with me. I'm downstairs. Like, yo, only you could come upstairs. Don't bring no other niggas upstairs. Don't bring them niggas up here. And it's funny,
Yeah,
after that, he ended up signing them. You ain't even
you ever put that up to him later? Like,
of course I did. You ain't even want to, every chance I get, nigga, you ain't even want to let this nigga in the building, nigga. And now you on it. Man, for real.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, man. Yo, so you had a show on Hip Hop. This is before, like, you get yourself hot on the internet, man. You, like, to have, like, a #1 show, like, obviously.
Yeah, the internet didn't exist.
At that point, you get what I'm saying?
It was just DVD. So what we did was we put out the DVD first, and the DVD sold like at that time like 100,000 copies, which that was like platinum at that time, and that's how like that was our internet, the streets, and then MTV just came, they saw the movement. Well, MTV had came to us before, but they trying to offer us short money, so we was like, all right, whatever, man, we just do it on our own, and Universal gave us a distribution deal at that time and put us like in all the HMVs, put us in all the stores, Universal Fontana. And we just took that around with it. And when them numbers came back, MTV came back, good check and ownership, and was able to license the brand to them not. Because us and Beavis and Butthead is the only 2 properties that ever existed on MTV that MTV doesn't own.
That's dope. Now, but this message, that's history right there. Yo, but what I wanted to think was I wanted to talk about like now the evolution of being able to get yourself hot and stuff like that. Do you think like people having like less gatekeepers and being able to bypass certain things is a good thing, or do you think like you liked the way it was kind of set up before as to where you had to go through certain processes to make yourself hot?
Well, it's still gatekeepers. It's just the gatekeepers that move to different positions now. Like, ain't the nigga at the label deciding, but it's the nigga at YouTube deciding. It's the nigga at Instagram deciding, or it's the nigga at, this is what the industry is. The industry is always going to have certain gatekeepers to what's in it. And it's funny because it's the same people. Like, Ebro runs Apple Music, which he was the gatekeeper for 97. Now he's the gatekeeper from the world. Leo Corn runs YouTube, which he was the gatekeeper for the labels. Now he's the gatekeeper for the world. So it's still the same. It's still the same system. It's just the people that move to different positions.
Got you. So, I mean, damn, it's weird when you hear break it down because you would hear a lot of people say like the internet has changed the world as far as like music and things like that. But for you to just say straight up, like, nah, it's the same game, just a different name at this point.
Yeah, just a different position. Yeah, it's the illusion that you can make it on your own, but you really can't. Like you can make more noise and become profitable faster than you would back in the day. But even back in the day, it was the same thing, because back in the day, you could still have went to the street and sold your record. And a lot of them dudes that was selling their record in the street, especially like them down south dudes, they was making more money than the artist signed to the label. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Baby. Look at Baby and them. Them niggas sold so much that they getting niggas the first time 20 million, then the second time 4 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then you know, you had the brothers from Texas. You had what's my man name?
Tony Draper
and that whole crew. But then it was the other kid, Boss. What's his name? The Boss something.
Talking about Jay Prince, rapper like them?
No, that was before. Son Mentor nigga with the braids and all that.
I know Slim. But that's Baby and them. That's Cash Money.
Not Slim and them. The other nigga from Texas. Anyway, I forgot his name, but back in the day, you was able to make it without the labels. True, as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing now. It's just like now, what the internet allow you to do. Well, this is what happened. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you. The labels made the internet made it to where the labels don't gotta invest in development no more. See, before you was nice, I could take you to an exec, and the same day we was walking out of there with a check for your development to put you on for all that. Now the labels don't want to hear that. The labels wait until nigga gets super hot on the internet yourself. See, drugs happen. See, drug dealers start investing money into rappers, and then the internet came out. So now the labels, they don't gotta take a risk and seeing if they can pop you off. They just wait till niggas pop off on the internet and sound like the biggest nigga that's popping off on the internet. So that's what the internet did. The internet just made it easier for the labels to pick and choose who they want to mess with. And it made it harder for the artists because now you have to invest your own money into blowing up on the internet. You got to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It gives you more leverage, but it costs more money.
I got you, man. So as far as P, I think we talked a lot about international goods and
international networks too. Shout out to international networks. That's the consortium of shows that we have on the internet. We got the Straight to the Point, Cold Cash, shout out to French Montana for letting me do that. So it's like the new Cocaine City. We got Cookie World with my brother El Gara. We got Monday Night Fight Club. We got Trendy Tuesday. We got International Open Mic, 60 Seconds of Comedy on Wednesdays. Thursdays, we got I Guess 30 Thursdays and Therapy Thursdays. And then on Friday, shout out to all my ladies, we got Bad Bitch Friday, which Bad Bitch stands for Beautiful, Intelligent, Thick, Corporate, Honest Females.
That's dope.
So shout out to all the shows. Shout out to Malakata too, everybody all over the world that's helping me put it down.
That's a fact, man. With all these things, man, I just want to know, like, what's a regular day like for you? Because you do have so much going on, man.
Man, I'm on that phone 24. My ear about to fall off, man. Like, wherever I wake up in the world, I travel a lot. Alhamdulillah. Because of my job, I travel a lot. I'm not in Cali with French or somewhere with him. I'm in DR or I'm in Europe. Like, I travel a lot.
Yeah.
So,
speak Spanish, by the way.
Yeah, I speak Spanish.
Rather well.
I speak Spanish and Arabic. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So, so it's like wherever I wake up in the world, I just get on my phone, see what's going on for the day, go to whatever meetings or whatever little thing I got. At nighttime, I'm probably in somebody's club or something. Not really there to party, but there for work or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go home and I watch YouTube and documentaries. That's my favorite thing in the world to do.
That's a fact.
So, pretty much. much it.
That's a fact. My man said he knows Spanish and Arabic, so no matter which store he going to, he know you saying behind the grill. He knows exactly what he's saying before he get that chopped cheese. There's the Poppy or the Aki. He know exactly what y'all saying.
100%. Well, I say no sound la picosa no latina menuwa hamalup se la hati what was behagi what was be sobered.
I'm taking them with me now. You understand what I'm saying? I want to know exactly what this. I said no red peppers, man. That's a fact, man. Yo, so let the people know how they get in touch with you, man. How they can contact you.
You know, you can hit my grandma intl.p. That's the Instagram. Just hit me through there. Anything you need, DM me. I respond back. You know what I'm saying? You can also highlight El Gara. You always know where I'm at. And one thing about El Gara that I'm gonna tell y'all, man, the guy is very, 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 very special. Down from his brain knowledge with the books to the fashion. And then these clothes, they have a lot of meaning, a lot of love, and a lot of, I would say, knowledge goes into these clothes. Every little stitch, every little fiber, every little piece in the clothing means something. For example, like the symbol. Like, I don't know if you explained this, but the symbol is, this is the earth, this is the sky over the earth, and then the sun over it all. So everything, nothing in the clothes is by coincidence. So it's like a piece of clothing that helps you study the world. So, man, y'all tune in, tap in, man, and stay abrupt, man. And these books, man, is explaining a lot of things that people haven't explained before, man. And eventually, inshallah, we're going to turn them into short movies. So, y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all go pick up them books, read that knowledge, man, and tap in with us.
This was dope, man. I appreciate you, Ken.
And I appreciate you, man. May God answer all y'all prayers, illuminate all y'all steps, inshallah.